Imagine this. You're experiencing anxiety, stress, exhaustion due to the latest pandemics. These are normal responses to a loss during or after a disaster or another traumatic event. But how do you reply when your child asks, "Are you going to die?" Your initial instinct might be saying to your child, "No, Peanut, I'm not going to die." But is this the way that you should react to your child? Because the way to respond makes a big difference. Answering and helping in a healthy manner can go a long way toward assisting them to feel better with daily routines and the ways of life. They usually bring us comfort and a feeling of stability. And it seems like just yesterday, because it was yesterday, a dad brought his 15-year-old boy into my office for anxiety related to losing his parents. It was recently found that he had some unknown anxieties as a young child. And his parents remembered that he had difficulty during kindergarten. He had fears of being away from home, being in school. So how do you help a child with anxiety? Well, a major challenge for most parents whose children have anxiety is they may not even realize that their child has anxiety. They might not even realize that their child has been experiencing anxiety for a while. So it's necessary to first know how anxiety affects your child and how to tell that a child is experiencing it. Only then can you be able to properly help your child. Anxiety causes various kinds of unusual behavior. For instance, they might cling onto you to avoid being separated. A child might also not want to go to school or go to significant events and even cry a lot. They may even get upset. In addition, they may also refuse to talk or do certain things. Furthermore, kids and teens with anxiety will also feel symptoms that others just cannot see. Anxiety can make them feel afraid, worried, or nervous, even though they appear to be under control. It can affect their bodies too. A child might feel shaky, jittery, have shortness of breath. They may also experience butterflies within their stomach, a hot face, clammy hands, a dry mouth, or a racing heart. Restlessness is another common symptom of anxiety. Your child may always feel on edge or will experience uncomfortable urge to just be moving around. A study that involved 128 children diagnosed with anxiety disorders found that 74% of them reported restlessness as one of the main anxiety symptoms. Their symptoms are a result of the human fight or flight response. The response is the body's normal reaction to danger and causes the release of natural chemicals within the body, and these chemicals help the child deal with real danger. It affects their heart rate, their breathing, their muscles, their nerves, and even their digestive system. The purpose of this response is to protect us from danger. However, anxiety disorder causes the fight or flight response in your child to become overactive. So the response was made to happen even when there's no real danger. So now that you know how anxiety affects your child, if you notice or observe any of these signs that we've just discussed, there's a likelihood that your child is experiencing anxiety. You should therefore do the following things to help your child deal with anxiety better. First, practice self-compassion. This is very unusual advice from everything that you're likely to hear or find on the subject. But it's extremely important. When your child is suffering from anxiety, you will feel that you failed or that you have not done enough to protect your child as a parent. Watching your child suffer can be painful, frustrating, and confusing. Nearly every parent wonders at one time or another if they are the cause of their child's anxiety. Thinking like this is damaging for you as a parent and also for your child, because you are your child's greatest hope of overcoming their anxiety. So things become grim for your child when you are not at your best. The truth is that anxiety is often the result of multiple factors, such as brain physiology, genes, temperament, environmental factors, past events, and so on. So you did not cause your child's anxiety, but you can certainly help your child overcome it. Now that you have the right mindset, let's move on to the next thing that you can do to help your child. Number 2, be observant and careful with your reactions. The next thing that you need to do as a parent is to pay attention to your child's feelings. You also need to stay calm when your child becomes anxious in an event. You further need to recognize and praise all your child's small compliments to improve their self-esteem. Furthermore, do not punish your child for mistakes or the lack of progress, because doing so only negatively affects your child. It's also necessary that you are flexible while trying to maintain a normal routine. However, you will need to modify expectations during stressful periods or when your child experiences anxiety. Third, talk to your child. It's important to talk to your child. Find out what is happening with their body and why it is happening. This makes anxiety more manageable for that child. Many children, even young adults, don't know what they're feeling when they're anxious, and it can be very frightening and overwhelming. They might even think that they're very ill. Talking about their condition helps them to better understand and deal with what they're experiencing. Fourth, allow your child to worry. This may seem illogical, but it actually is very important. The truth is, telling your child not to worry won't keep your child from worrying anyway. If your child wants to shove those feelings away, they would. But allowing your child to worry openly and without shame or fear in limited doses can be helpful. Create a daily ritual called worry time for about 10 to 15 minutes, as this can be helpful. During worry time, encourage your child to write down all the worries on a piece of paper. Worry time should not have any rules to determining what a genuine worry is. That child should be free to mention and write down whatever is bothering them. And when time is up, you close the book or the box or fold that paper over and say goodbye to worries for that day. However, make sure you do not schedule worry time too close to your child's bedtime or when they're in bed. Because depending on what they're worrying about, your child might be afraid, might have nightmares, or could have trouble sleeping. And 5, talk to your child and explain why worry is good. It's important to teach your child that worry is not necessarily bad, and it does, in fact, have a purpose. Make it clear that worry is a protection mechanism, like a suit of armor that protects us and helps us survive danger. Let your child know that it's perfectly normal to worry, and that worry usually protects us by making us think smarter about things which can affect us in a negative way. There's many other techniques that we use in our office, but beginning with these steps, you will help your child to feel better with anxiety. However, if these techniques do not yield substantial results, then you should seek professional help. And if you found this video helpful and beneficial to you, you can also email me with any questions at steve@medvestahypnosis.com, or find the link in the description below, medvestahypnosis.com.